particular that allowed them to limit Nico in particular and other deep players?
Just play shell, a lot of Tampa 2, a lot of disguise, cover 2, and, played over the top. Yeah, so they did a good job of that. But I feel like we were executing in ways, but just some of those negative plays that we got to just fix. But I thought we moved the ball pretty well, but just got to just put it in the end zone or try to create an explosive somehow. But yeah, we'll be seeing that all year, so we got to get used to it.
CJ, I know that you all have the next man up mentality, but what is the difference from a quarterback's perspective when you're so used to playing with one set of offensive linemen and picked up their tendencies, they know your tendencies, and then all of that gets shuffled within a matter of days?
Yeah, it's not easy, It's something that just what you're gonna complain about, or you're just, or you're gonna lay down, or you're gonna go play. So for me, I just try to compete, as best as I can, and show those guys that I don't care who's in there, like I trust in you. And by the way I play, I try to play as hard as I can, to show that I'm there for them, and also vocally as well. So, but yeah, even our receiver a little bit. We got some guys, hopefully coming back, hopefully soon. So, yeah, it's not always easy, but that's why I'm in the position I am to try to solve some of those issues, because everybody deals with injuries. But I think I've tried to do my best at that.
Having the experience that you have, and obviously didn't come up with the results that you wanted today, but what do you take from this game to be able to learn from it and come back stronger in week 2?
Yeah, I take just negative plays. I think it's kind of obvious. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot consistently and expect to win. And that starts with me, with a lot of different things. I got to get rid of the ball better and, use my legs maybe a little more. But, yeah, I think, there's a lot of hope still. We did a lot of good things. It's a really good defense, a really good team. But I definitely think we could have won. But just you can shoulda, woulda, coulda all day. We didn't deserve to win that game because we didn't do the right things. So when you come out in NFL lollygagging and not going through the motions, that kind of happens. So I think we'll be all right. But I think it's a good wake up call for us.
CJ, you talk about using your legs. You did that today. And you also seem like you made a few checkdowns, use different players. Something you're feeling more comfortable with?
Yeah, definitely. I try to use my athleticism as best I can, and I tell those guys, if you're open, you'll get the ball. So those guys, I think, did a good job, and getting separation in routes. But I think there's a lot of growing to do still there.
What do you feel like? You mentioned that you feel like it was a wake-up call. Why do you feel like today's outing was kind of a wake-up call for you guys?
I just think the way we practiced this week, I think we could have practiced better. I think I love the confidence we have, but there's I don't know. I always say there's like a type of mindset is like, did I do enough? And I think that's a healthy way to be, because then you'll probably do more. So I just, for me, preparing, I got to do a better job, and I also got to hold my guys accountable, for that one exotic look. And it's the first game of the year. We got a lot of exotic looks we did not expect. They did too, but they made the play. So you can come with a million excuses. We got to just be better.
Same lines. What in particular, you were saying you were optimistic. What in particular were the things that give you optimism that this isn't potentially a long-term problem, that you can get it back?
Yeah, I thought the quick pass game was efficient. I thought the run game was efficient in ways. There's a lot of things that I think we didn't get to because of the negative play. So Nick kind of had his hands tied around his back. It's hard to operate in 2nd and 20 and, those type of systems. And, that's something that, sadly, we've gotten used to, and we got to fix that here. We can't expect to win close games like that. So and we got to just make plays. I think they made more plays than us. We got to come down with just better urgency, I think.
CJ, you had mentioned that you got coming to the line now. You got a lot more freedom to do. Was there enough situation where you sort of like the check me, and when you got to the line, it was just a situation that everything just didn't pan out enough? What you felt like that you could have had enough check me to make some changes at the line when they presented a different front from what you was expecting?
We did everything we thought we were going to do. Yeah, so yeah, it was pretty on at least the passing game. They had the fronts we thought they were going to have, and I did it correctly. I think I missed one or two, and those are the points in the game where, so I got to do a better job of being in control up there and helping those guys out to get the IDs correct. So, yeah, but other than that, I thought we did a decent job at it. I missed about 2. So, but I think, like, then again, and I'm not trying to come with excuses, but it's our first game, first time in the system. We'll be better, and I trust in my guys that we'll be all right.
How much, I mean, obviously you want to get a win today, but how much does it help to have this game now done and you can see real game that counts, kind of really to evaluate where you guys are and the tweaks that you got to make?
I think it's good. You know, it's early. You know, there's a bunch of upside I think we could possibly have. I always try to think positively and give ourselves a little grace, but also there's some urgency and there's some things we need to fix. So I know the conversations will be hard and, you know, we'll be hard on each other, but I think it's a good thing. You know, it's, you know, where friction is I think that's love. So I want to see all my teammates do well. And I think, you know, when there's friction in that, I think sometimes it's a good thing, just in a positive way. So.
Being a SoCal kid, what's it like being back here playing in front of your fans?
Oh, it was cool, man. I was, you know, very blessed. Just riding in, seeing, you know, places where I used to go growing up, fields I used to play at, high schools and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's, you know, amazing. I love where I'm from. I love my village, and, you know, I think, you know, the state of California has really backed me in a lot of ways. So very grateful for that. And, yeah, I love LA, but, you know, wish I got a dub here.
When you kind of felt like the urgency wasn't there, or wasn't at the level you needed it to be at least as an offense, what did you just kind of do to try to get that jump started to get the urgency more there from the offense?
Yeah, for me, I think in those type of moments, you know, there's things vocally that need to be said. But I think, for me, I think execution breeds energy. So, like, when you're not executing, who is going to be smiling and running around having energy? You got to execute. So I think that's the point, is like the execution goes up, the energy goes up. And even in times, because it's NFL, they get paid too. We're not going to always be on the other side of good. We got to have a certain type of tenacity and grit to push past the negativity and push past the negative plays. And I think we'll do a better job at that.
Seems like you did a good job of evading pressure often. What were you seeing, or what did you feel like allowed you to be able to do that?
Yeah, these first games, I think for me, you never know what they're going to do. They could be doing their old stuff. They could try new things. They could be there. It was the same coordinator, but it could be a new coordinator. For me, first games, I always just trust my instincts, trust, you know, my training, trust my fundamentals, trust my God-given talent, and I think that helps me to play faster and to have a little bit of swag out there. And I think I kind of did that today. So hopefully keep that up. But yeah, just early on in the season, before you get like a real rapport or like idea what the defense is doing, you got to just play with your instincts.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Y'all be good.
All right, thanks.